You are listening to Edge 88.1. My name's Morgan.
And I'm Tyler, and we got Dangerous coming up for you next. This is the Edge 88.1, and we had the big Super Bowl game last night. And I don't know how you guys feel, but I felt that play call by Pete Carroll and the Seattle Seahawks was probably the worst call they could have made, and worst call that was ever made in the Super Bowl. I don't know if you were watching, but they had the ball on the 1 yard line, second down, and they have a running back like Marshawn Lynch who does not get tackled the first contact by any defensive player, and they decide to throw the ball, ends up getting intercepted by the Patriots, ends the game, and they lose. Now, I don't care who you are in the NFL, but if you have any type of running back, you are going to run the ball in that situation. You are not passing. It is fourth down territory, and that was just a terrible call by the Seattle Seahawks. Now, I know you probably weren't watching. You were watching more for the commercials, huh?
Yeah, I don't really know that much about football, but I like the commercials.
So what commercials do you remember that stuck out?
The Budweiser one with the dog. Anything with a dog really wins my heart over, makes me fall in love. And then I also watched the Fiat one with the Viagra. Did you see that? Yeah,
that's the only commercial I remember seeing. I don't really like watching the Super Bowl for the commercials.
Yeah, I was surprised about that one because it had a lot of sexual content and
the commercials seem like they're getting a little more risque as time goes on.
Can't wait to see what it is next year. And you are listening to Edge 88.1. Coming up next is Budapest. You are listening to Edge 88.1. Today is February 2nd, and it's also Groundhog Day, so happy Groundhog Day. And here's what happened today in history. In 1494, Columbus begins the practice of using Indians as slaves. In 1887, the first Groundhog Day was celebrated. In 1943, Nazi troops surrendered in the World War II Battle of Stalingrad. And today is Monday, February 2nd, and it's the 32nd day of 2015, and there are 332 days left in the year. So let's make it a good year. Coming up next is The Knights.
This is the Edge 88.1, and I don't know if you guys have heard about Make-A-Wish Iowa, but they are a great nonprofit organization whose goal is just to help kids with life-threatening diseases realize their dream. So if you want to help out, learn more, donate, help these kids with leukemia and cancer achieve their dream, you could call 800-797-WISH. Up next, you got Bad Bad Love.
You are listening to Edge 88.1. So, Tyler, do you know what Yik Yak is?
I've heard about it, but I don't have one. What's up with Yik Yak?
Well, Yik Yak is a app that you can download for iPhones, Androids, and you can pretty much just tweet anonymously, say stuff, and no one knows who posted it. And so, 8 weeks ago, a kid at Drake posted that he really wasn't liking Drake and pretty much comparing what he was going to do to Drake to Columbine, saying it looked like child's play. And so he got arrested, and they found out on the 23rd that he has a 5-year restraining order with Drake. How do you feel about this?
Well, I mean, if he was making threats to the school and everything, I feel like it should be taken seriously with all the violence that's been going on around us and lately.
Yeah, I agree. It's weird thinking that Drake and Grandview are only like 5 miles apart, so...
Yeah, just thinking about how that's so close to where we are and it's happening all around us. Could have been us. It
could have been us. That's scary, so hopefully everything gets taken care of and he gets the help he needs.
Yeah.
Well, you are listening to the Edge 88.1, and coming up next is This Means War. You are listening to Edge 88.1. So I don't know if you guys have heard about ChildServe, but ChildServe is a non-profit organization that offers specialized healthcare services to children who are up to 21 years old. They help about 2,500 children in the central Iowa region, and they specialize in special needs healthcare, and they have some upcoming events that I want to tell you about. It Takes Two on the Rocks. It's a rock climbing event that brings awareness and fundraising to ChildServe. And you can rock climb, there's a live band, there's drinks and food, so come on out to that. And if you have any questions, you can call 515-727-8888. 8750. And by supporting ChildServe, you can change a child's life. Coming up next, The Knights. You are listening to Edge 88.1. It is currently 19 degrees out with a wind chill of 10 degrees, and it feels like -2. Here's Stay With Me by Sam Smith. You are listening to the Edge 88.1. Hey, Tyler, do you want to hear some fun facts?
Yeah, let's hear them.
All right. Did you know that starfish have no brains?
What? No, that's crazy, because I always thought the starfish would have brains because they could grow their limbs back.
I didn't know they could do that, so that's cool. Did you know that children grow faster in the springtime?
That's interesting. I know about the whole thing, well, how we're taller when we wake up in the morning, but I didn't know about the springtime. Did you know that the national anthem of Greece has 158 verses?
That's a lot of things to memorize. Okay, this one's interesting. During its lifetime, an oyster changes its sex from male to female and back several times.
That's freaky. I don't know what to say about that. That doesn't sound normal.
Yeah, that's weird. Did you know that a crocodile cannot stick its tongue out?
No, I didn't. Did you know some lipsticks contain fish scales?
That's really gross, because I wear lipstick a lot, so...
I don't wear lipstick, so I don't think I gotta worry about that too much. That's
you don't have to worry. Well, maybe I won't wear lipstick anymore. Coming up next is The Knights on Edge 88.1. You are listening to the Edge 88.1. Here's some events that are coming up in the Grandview community this week. Tomorrow we have the men's JV basketball game at William Penn University. Wednesday we have chapel, music seminar, women's JV basketball game at William Penn, men's volleyball game at Graceland University. Tuesday we have Mosaic, and then we also have the NSA board meeting. And coming up next is Unpack Your Heart by Philip Phillips. You are listening to Edge 88.1. My name is Morgan, also known as M in AM in the PM, Wednesdays 6 to 8 p.m. And I have an awesome show coming up tonight. I am playing all my favorite music, and the first song of the night is Only by Nicki Minaj, Drake, Chris Brown, and Lil Wayne here on Edge 88.1. You are listening to Edge 88.1. So I don't know about you guys, but I love to take selfies. I feel like I take selfies every day, anytime I can. But some people take selfies a little too far. Yesterday, a 21 and a 25-year-old woman were arrested for carving their name into Rome's Colosseum and taking a selfie with it. They were charged with aggravated damage on the historical building, and they're really embarrassed now, but they still don't regret doing it because it made a good selfie. So, if you guys have any selfies gone wrong stories, you can tweet us at KDPS88 or call us at 515-263-2985. And coming up next is Beyonce, Best Thing I Never Had on Edge 88.1. You are listening to Edge 88.1. So there's been an app out that has been out for about a year now, and it has become very popular, and it is called Tinder. For those of you who do not know what Tinder is, it's an app where if you want to talk to a person or you think they're attractive, you swipe right, and if you don't really want to talk to them, you can swipe left. And so you can meet boyfriends, girlfriends, friends in general on Tinder, and it's a good way to communicate with people, a good place to flirt and stuff. Many teens use it. But now they have changed it up a little where you can still use it, but now they're doing things like restricting the number of swipes you can do, and they're also now making you pay $14.99 for Tinder Plus. And now people are very upset that you have to pay for it when it was something that was free. So now people are wondering if it'll still be popular. If you want to give us your opinion on if Tinder will still be popular, you can tweet us at KDPS88. Again, that's KDPS88. And coming up next is Ellie Goulding, Love Me Like You Do, on Edge 88.1. You are listening to the Edge 88.1 Des Moines only shuffle station. So Kanye West is one interesting man, and he has a bag of air from one of his concerts going for sale on eBay for $60,000. Again, that's $60,000. That's more than some brand new cars, like a Mercedes. That's more than a Mercedes sometimes. And there are over 90 bids on it, and eBay just recently pulled it off of its bidding, so you can't buy it because people are getting mad saying that it's not real and that it's stealing from Kanye. So, kind of wonder what Kanye thinks about this. Kim Kardashian tweeted about it, and she thought it was funny, saying that Kanye could literally sell anything. So, tweet us with what you think at KDPS88. And coming up next is 4 or 5 Seconds by Rihanna, Kanye West, and Paul McCartney on Edge 88.1. You are listening to the Edge 88.1. So there is a very special holiday coming up this next week. It is National Pie Day, which is March 14th, which is also my birthday. For those of you who do not know, pi is the digits of 3.14159265359. And so this year it's fun because it's 3.1415. So it's the last time pi will ever be a complete date. In middle school, we used to celebrate Pi Day in math class, and we would have, we'd bake cookies and cakes. And I had a professor, and he loved deer jerky. So being a 6th or 7th grader, I thought it would be a fun idea to make deer jerky cupcakes. But I didn't tell anyone there was deer jerky in them, and everyone got so mad because they're like, this is so gross, and it was very traumatizing to me. I don't think I cooked after that for a while. But you are listening to the Edge 88.1. You are listening to Edge 88.1. So something that I love to do is run like the red flannel run, the color run, the dam to dam, not the whole thing, but the 5K. And so there's a new thing coming to Des Moines that I'm super excited about. It is called Slide the City. And they don't have the official date out yet of when it's coming, but it's probably going to be in the summer. And it's this giant slip and slide thing that is over 1,000 feet long, which is equivalent to 3 football fields. And you can pay, it's about $25 to do one sliding on it. And it's this huge event that's going to be happening, so watch out for that. It should be fun. And coming up next on Edge 88.1 is No Love. Thank you so much for tuning into my show tonight. I just wanted to remind everyone that I am Morgan from AM in the PM, and we are on Wednesdays 6 to 8 p.m., but we will not be on for the next 2 weeks due to spring break, so you can catch us in 3 weeks, and we will have a very, very exciting show for you. So thank you so much for listening to the Edge 88.1, Des Moines' only shuffle station, and coming up next is Call Me Maybe. You are listening to Edge 88.1. My name's Morgan.
And I'm Tyler.
And we have an awesome show for you coming up tonight. We'll be talking about sports, news. So stick around, and the next song coming up is Cuffs by Anna Kendrick on Edge 88.1. You are listening to the Edge 88.1. So, Tyler, do you want to hear something awesome?
Yeah, what is it?
There is a couple getting married, and their names are Joel Berger and Ashley King. So their last names are Burger King. And the Burger King company came forward today and announced that they are going to be paying for the wedding completely. And they had no budget. They're like, you can get whatever you want for the wedding.
That's crazy.
All because their last names are Burger and King.
Is Burger King going to cater the wedding?
I don't know. I think that'd be smart on them. That'd be kind of fun, too, like going and getting cheeseburgers and french fries.
I don't know if that's what the wife wants.
Chicken fries. I mean, I personally would think that was fun, but she probably wants a more fancy wedding. But my name's Morgan Stanley, and that's the name of a company. And they used to send me free stuff with Morgan Stanley on it all the time when I was younger. Like, I'd have backpacks, t-shirts, beach balls, stuff like that.
Well, is it just like a random company? Like, how'd that happen?
It's like a really famous financial company. They actually have one in Des Moines. And I don't know how they knew my name was Morgan Stanley or like where I lived, but they just kept on sending it. Do you have anything like that?
Well, maybe I can marry someone with the last name Erickson. I think the Erickson Milk Company.
Yeah, you guys have lots of milk at your wedding.
Yep.
All right, well, you are listening to Edge 80.1, and coming up next is You Got Me by Gavin DeGraw. You are listening to Edge 80.1, Des Moines' only shuffle station. So Tyler, I don't know about you, but I love to Snapchat. Do you like it?
Oh, yeah, favorite app.
Yeah, it's so fun. Over the past month or two, they've been making a lot of changes. Like, you can now send money through Snapchat. You can't see people's best friends. But a couple days ago, they came out with this new update. Do you know about the update?
Yeah, I heard about it. It's the one with the emojis that shows you the different ones.
Yeah. What do the emojis mean? I was kind of confused by it. Do you know what they mean?
So, you got the heart, which means you're each other's number one best friend. Then you got the grimacing emoji, I guess, the one with the teeth showing, where your number one best friend is their number one best friend. Then you got the blushing emoji, where that means another BF of yours. Then the sunglasses one, where one of your BF is one of their BFs. Smirk emoji, where you're their BF but they're not yours. And then the fire emoji, which means you're on a snap streak. You've just been Snapchatting back and forth for a couple days.
That's really cool. It's kind of confusing, but I like it. I like knowing about the best friend thing and then what number you are for them. Well, coming up next is Time Machine by Ingrid Michaelson on Edge 88.1.
This is the Edge 88.1, and your Grandview Viking wrestlers were just honored at the Iowa Capitol for winning their 4th consecutive NAIA title. Up next, we got Money by Lil Wayne.
It is currently 10:33 p.m. and it is 50 degrees out, and it is sprinkling. And here's Give What You Want, Give What You Like by Avril Lavigne.
This is the Edge 88.1. And I don't know if you heard, but in Evansdale, Iowa, there was a fire and 2 construction workers ran in, and they actually saved a 3-year-old and a 5-year-old child.
That's crazy. Where were the parents?
Well, this says that the mom tried to put out the blaze, but it caught fire to the upstairs bed, and she ran outside, and she couldn't try and get back in or something. That's
where they should run outside and leave her kids in there.
Yeah, I think that the kids would have been the priority, but lucky for her, construction workers saw it and they went over, and I guess she was telling them that her kids are inside, and so they ran in and saved them.
That's awesome, because, sometimes you hear about all the horrible things happening in the world, and then you hear how people will risk their lives for people they don't even know.
Exactly.
Especially when it's not their job, they're not firefighters, so they willingly went in without firefighter gear.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, coming up next on the Edge 88.1 is Good Time by Carly Rae Jepsen.
This is the Edge 88.1. I'm Tyler.
And I'm Morgan.
Have a great night.
Thanks for listening. Coming up next is Long Way Down.